All right, 2007 Supercharged Tacoma. Going to do the Serpentine belt. I looked down there and I was like, what the hell is going on there? So, a lot of people say, hey, take the skid plate off underneath and go up from the bottom. It's a lot easier. Well, the one thing I love more than working on my back and having shit fall on my face is not working on my back and working from the top when nothing falls in my face. It's great. So, what I did, took out the fan and the shroud for it. All right, so you only have 2 bolts on this thing. You got a bolt here, bolt on that side, pull the tube off, the shroud, and then you got 4 nuts on the backside here. I think they're 12s. It's a little tricky to get to, but it wasn't too bad. And that just pulls off everything. All this pulls out. And this guy is a bracket. Oh, shit. Turn this light on. Alright. So this bracket was right here, right for the Supercharger belt. So I'm gonna want to take this off. It was fairly simple. Just had 2 nuts, one there, one there. Then there's a sneaky guy on the side. So we're gonna want to take that off. And then once that's off, you have, so this pulley and the spacer was right here. You see that? Yeah. So it's right here. Just pull that off with the spacer. Just careful not to lose it. And you have another one right here, right? Another spacer, another pulley. That comes off. You don't have to necessarily take it off, but just be mindful it's there. And then you have this cup that was right here. That's where the fan was, right? These studs came through the holes in this cup. The fan mounts on the outside of that. So pull that out. Your tensioner is right here. Right, it's 14 mil. You take it counterclockwise. Apparently there's a hole where you can put a pin in to hold it in place, but visibility is not that great. I don't really see a hole anywhere, so I kind of had it propped with like a breaker bar and 2x4 and some other shit. Yep, so there's a serpentine belt. Gonna want to pull that all out. And then this will be the routing for it when you go to put it in. So I'm gonna do that real quick, get back to you. All right, so serpentine belt is on. And I kind of skipped ahead a little bit and got the Supercharger belt and bracket on also. So for the serpentine belt, it was kind of tricky fitment wise, because for this cup, you kind of had to pull it out a little bit and kind of shimmy the belt over top and the bottom grooves. And with the belts kind of pinched to the cup, you push it all on at the same time because the fitment was so tight between the belt up top and at the bottom. So once that was all in, remember I said earlier there's this pulley right here along with the spacer in between the pulley and the bracket. That was on there. So this was the bracket for the Supercharger belt tensioner. You had the 1 bolt on the side, and then this guy, and then this one down here. So this is how the routing goes for that belt. Oh, there we go. It's like a weird wiener. Right. So that tensioner is right here. And this hole you're gonna have, it's a 1/2 inch drive, so you can put just like a 1/2 inch breaker bar in there and just pull it upwards. So the best way I went about that is had the belt off up top, and I had everything routed at the bottom threw the tensioner and everything, and then had it all tight, pulled up here, and then with the breaker bar pulling up on that tensioner. Once I had enough slack, then I slipped it up over top. Probably be the best way to go about it. So all the belts are back in. Now it's just time to take all that shit, put it back in here, fire it up, and then when it blows up, I'll cry.